Caitlyn Clark may be out injured, but the vibe's still very high at WNBA All-Star Week.
Just to show y'all the vibe. Caitlyn Clark in the building. This is just a vibe.
You're rocking with Caitlyn.
She's been very active on the sideline when she wasn't playing.
Caitlyn, no one is more disappointed than yourself that you're not going to be able to play because of injury. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I'm just excited to be out here, see everybody.
What's your question for Caitlyn?
My question today is, what's the hardest part about playing basketball?
At the end of the day, none of it's hard. You're really lucky that you get to be able to do it. So, obviously there's ups and downs and there's hard moments, but that's just life.
It's a real pity Caitlyn Clark isn't playing.
The arena was packed. Fans lined the streets, jerseys flew off shelves, cameras flashed nonstop.
Everywhere Caitlyn Clark has gone, she has been swarmed.
She means a lot more to the game than just showing up and playing.
We know the persona of Caitlyn Clark. She's everywhere.
But the craziest part, Caitlyn Clark never even played. She wasn't in the starting five. She didn't take a single shot, yet somehow she sold out the WNBA All-Star Game anyway.
Caitlyn Clark outside taking pictures of fans outside of Cambridge.
Somewhere behind this ridiculous crowd is Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark making time for her fans.
You're rocking with Caitlyn. The star power that is Caitlyn Clark.
This wasn't just hype. This was power. The kind of power no rookie has ever brought to women's basketball. While some questioned her all-star impact, the fans answered for her, loudly with their wallets, their presence, and their obsession. And in just one weekend, Caitlyn Clark proved something historic.
The constant theme has been about just how big the presence is here, how many people are here, how much attention is around the game.
You don't need to play to own the moment. The tickets were gone within hours, not after the All-Star starters were announced, not after the rosters were finalized. The moment Caitlyn Clark's name was tied to the weekend, everything changed.
There were a bunch of people, little girls, who had your jersey.
And it's something that never gets old, truly. Like to see young girls and even young boys wear your jersey or want a picture or want an autograph. Every time I walk out in the arena and people are screaming and cheering, like they could care less how many points I score or how many minutes I play.
Even though she revealed she wouldn't be playing due to her groin injury, that didn't stop fans from pouring into Indianapolis by the thousands.
Everywhere Caitlyn Clark has gone, she has been swarmed.
I'm incredibly sad I can't participate. I will still be at Gainbridge helping Sandy coach our team to a win.
The city transformed into a sea of number. 22 jerseys. Entire families traveled state lines just for the chance to see her in person, even if it was just waving from the sideline or catching a glimpse at an autograph table.
Caitlyn Clark knows is in my city. I need to be there, so she'll be there.
Hotels sold out. Merch booths ran dry. Fan fest lines wrapped around buildings. The WNBA had never seen demand like this.
You're going to get 4 tickets to tonight's skills competition and the three-point competition. Wait a minute. You know what's coming up next. You're also getting 4 tickets to the sold-out All-Star Game.
Not for MVPs, not for legends, not for anyone. And it wasn't just the arena that was electric. It was everything around it. From pop-up fan events to live media coverage, every angle of the All-Star Weekend had Caitlyn Clark written all over it.
Imagine if she hit like 5 fours in a minute and she has 20 points in a minute of All-Star action. Like, she was a captain. She was supposed to be the favorite in a three-point competition on her home court. They literally changed the All-Star Game rules.
Broadcasters dedicated full segments to her impact. Reporters scrambled to cover her every move. And fans, they weren't asking who was starting. They were asking, where's Caitlyn?
She has literally not been seen without about 10 security guards.
This wasn't about points on a stat sheet. This was about presence. And Caitlyn Clark didn't need to play a second to make this All-Star Weekend hers. She may have worn sweats instead of a jersey, but Caitlyn Clark still stole the show.
Caitlyn Clark, although she's not playing, she can still be a part of a whole lot of fun things that are going to happen.
From the moment she stepped onto the All-Star court, not as a player, but as a coach, every camera locked on her. Fans erupted louder for Clark in warm-ups than they did for anyone suiting up to play.
Giving a trophy for a 3-on-3 youth basketball tournament.
Helping Sandy Brondello out as a coach for Team Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn Clark will be assisting Sandy in coaching the basketball team.
And when she took her seat on the bench, clipboard in hand, It was clear. This wasn't a sideline rookie. This was still the star of the weekend. Reporters fought for sound bites. Photographers swarmed her during timeouts. Even WNBA veterans, usually the center of attention on this stage, couldn't ignore it.
Caitlyn Clark is seen dribbling a basketball in between her legs, which is a good sign. For her to be able to do this.
Caitlyn Clark was the gravitational pull of the entire All-Star environment. Teammates leaned in when she spoke. Fans in the crowd held up signs that said, "Still the MVP." And she earned every bit of it, not with stats, but with impact.
She's going to still have a great impact on this team. I will give the coaching hat to her as much as she wants.
She signed autographs for an hour straight. She high-fived kids like they were pros. She didn't walk around like a sidelined athlete. She walked like a leader, lifting the event's energy by simply being present.
Caitlyn Clark making time for her fans.
Caitlyn Clark signing autographs just to show y'all the vibe. Caitlyn Clark in the building. This is just a vibe.
Even the broadcast couldn't help themselves. Camera cuts kept returning to Clark's reactions on the bench, her smiles, her game time chats with other players. Social media flooded. Clips of her coaching went viral within minutes. Posts about her presence outperformed highlight reels from the game itself. ESPN, Bleacher Report, WNBA accounts all led with Clark content.
What's your question for Caitlyn?
My question today is, what's the hardest part about playing basketball?
Ooh, it's a good question.
Meanwhile, every other player was doing what they came to do, play. But somehow the one who didn't step on the court was the one everyone talked about. She wasn't trying to steal the spotlight. She just was the spotlight. And that's the part that stunned the league most.
Busiest day in the history of busy days.
Fight partying all last night. Caitlyn Clark made it her business to get back up and get ready for the All-Star game.
Because for years, the WNBA All-Star Game has struggled to create buzz beyond its loyal fan base. But this year, the building buzzed like never before, and not because of the final score, but because of who was sitting courtside. Caitlyn Clark didn't just show up. She proved something that's now impossible to deny.
She's been very active on the sideline when she wasn't playing, so we'll utilise that as well.
Somewhere behind this ridiculous crowd is Caitlyn Clark.
Even when she's not on the floor, she owns the floor. This weekend wasn't just about Caitlyn Clark's popularity, it was a preview of her power. Because what happened in Indianapolis didn't feel like a rookie showing up to support her league. It felt like a superstar carving out her era.
The support is just so amazing. Every single night we step out on that court, we hear you guys cheering for us, whether we're home, whether we're away. So really just take this moment to shout you guys out because you guys are a big reason this game continues to grow.
Think about it. One player in sweats, sitting on the bench, sold more tickets, moved more merch, and generated more media engagement than the entire All-Star roster combined.
Photos are starting to surface of Caitlyn Clark actually shooting the ball.
She showed up at a Wilson event. Which is big as well. Like, she went and showed up to it, which obviously, again, really matters.
She turned a game she wasn't even playing into a national spectacle. That's not hype. That's legacy in motion. Caitlyn Clark is doing what no one else in WNBA history has ever done.
She's been in 17 places at once.
Nobody else in this WNBA, now or in the past, has ever carried a league as she does.
Transcending the game before she's even played a full season. This wasn't just a basketball crowd, it was a cultural wave. Fans who've never watched a WNBA game were suddenly glued to All-Star coverage, just to catch a glimpse of her.
She's very much been part of the festivities. And it's been big.
She'll still have moments of charm, charisma.
We've had so much growth over these last few years. I'm excited what it looks like as we move forward.
And that's the shift. She's not just bringing more eyes, she's changing who's watching. She's pulling in kids, parents, college fans, NBA fans, celebrities, international viewers.
That's a 23-year-old that gave that answer. Don't ever take that for granted. That girl is not 40. She's 23, and she gave that answer. And she's been bombarded with questions about racism and xenophobia all year.
She's reshaping the WNBA's reach, not with post-game speeches or press releases, but with presence. Even off the court, she commanded more attention than the league's brightest talents on it.
Sabrina Ionescu is, like she's saying, that Caitlyn's so important for basketball, and today kind of shows it. This year's All-Star Weekend does seem to be the biggest and the best.
That's not a knock on other players. It's the reality of someone who's already bigger than the moment. Clark's ability to shift momentum, to turn a routine weekend into a cultural flashpoint, is the type of influence leagues build around.
She means a lot more to the game than just showing up and playing. And I think you're able to see that with just the excitement in Indy right now, regardless of if she's playing or not.
Because for all the talk about stats, titles, and trophies, what Caitlyn Clark proved this weekend is far more rare.
She's just signing random things.
Criticize Caitlyn Clark for not picking Angel Reese in the All-Star game. They also attack Caitlyn Clark for trading coaches.
Caitlyn Clark could quiet some of the worst of her fan base, some of those people you were just referring to, by selecting Angel Reese to her All-Star team, acknowledging that there will be some who will still send all those, horrific racist messages to Reese and other players.
She doesn't need to play to dominate. She doesn't need the ball to take over. And she doesn't need to speak to be heard across the world.
We're with you 100%, CC.
Caitlyn Clark actually worrying about herself this time, putting herself first, because she put the league, she put everybody before her every time.
She brings eyes to the game so that the next generation can come out and thrive. Just a dynamic player, just exciting to watch. The fans eat it right up.
Caitlyn Clark is no longer just the future of the WNBA. She's the reason the future came early. She didn't score a point. She didn't take a shot. And still, Caitlyn Clark owned the All-Star game.
What's your question for Caitlyn?
My question today is, what's the hardest part about playing basketball?
Ooh, it's a good question. Honestly, at the end of the day, none of it's hard. You're really lucky that you get to be able to do it. So, obviously there's ups and downs and there's hard moments, but that's just life. And I think if you have good perspective on it, and I think all of us just always try to remind ourselves how lucky we are to be able to get to do this every single night. And we worked really hard to be here. We were in your shoes at one point.
While others laced up for the spotlight, she sat on the sidelines and still pulled the world in. The seats were full. The buzz was real. The cameras couldn't look away.
Kelsey, what did you make of Lexi Hull taking Caitlyn Clark's spot in the three-point contest?
I'm just, on a serious note, I think that Lexi deserves it. I think that CC's dope for making sure that happened, or the WNBA for that matter, I don't know. And I think that for the Fever, it's just a good way to represent and have someone that, this city loves, and who Lexi is on the floor just kind of represents who we want to embody for our three-point contest. So it's fun, and I hope she represents as well. Have a great day. Lexi deserves it. I think that CC's dope for making sure that happened.
And the message was loud and clear. You don't have to play the game to run it. This wasn't a moment of absence. It was a masterclass in presence.
It does take some of the air, a significant amount of the air out of WNBA All-Star Weekend.
Caitlyn Clark outside taking pictures of fans outside of Cambridge.
Somewhere behind this ridiculous crowd is Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark making time for her fans.
Drop in the comments if you know Caitlyn Clark didn't just show up. She redefined what showing up means.
It's a real pity Caitlyn Clark isn't playing.
Caitlyn, no one is more disappointed than yourself that you're not going to be able to play because of injury. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I'm just excited to be out here, see everybody.
Not only to the fans, not only to the people, not only to the league, but to Caitlyn Clark. This was a big deal. In front of her home fans. This is the first All-Star game in Indianapolis in league history.
Caitlyn Clark may be out injured, but the vibe's still very high at WNBA All-Star Week.
Just to show y'all the vibe. Caitlyn Clark in the building. This is just a vibe.
You're rocking with Caitlyn.
She's been very active on the sideline when she wasn't playing.
She means a lot more to the game than just showing up and playing.
We know the persona of Caitlyn Clark. She's everywhere.